reclaiming your life from her voice, undoing her expectations, projections, and emotional control. Welcome back to the Family Roles series Inside School of Soul. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and in this video, we're going to examine one of the most difficult and personal aspects of the mother wound, the internal voice that was shaped by her expectations, her disappointments, and her control, and how to extract your identity from it. When a mother imposes her worldview, her fears, or her unmet needs onto her child, the result isn't just behavioral compliance, it's psychological fusion. That means even after you physically separate, her narrative still speaks through you. Her expectations become your inner standard. Her voice becomes the lens through which you evaluate every decision, opportunity, or desire. And unless you dismantle that inner structure, you'll live by rules you never agreed to. Let's walk through exactly how this dynamic works, how to identify what's been projected onto you, and what it takes to begin living from a clean, autonomous foundation. What is projection? Projection in this context means a parent using their child as a screen onto which they cast their own unresolved feelings, identities, or regrets. Instead of allowing the child to develop as a full individual, the parent relates to them based on internal needs, emotional validation, unfulfilled dreams, lost control, or threatened identity. For example, a mother who felt invisible may push her daughter to be admired, then resent her when she shines. A mother who never fulfilled her career goals may steer her child toward high-status paths, regardless of interest. A mother who never healed from abandonment may interpret any distance as betrayal and guilt her child into shrinking back. These projections are often unconscious, but they're no less controlling. When repeated over time, they override the child's instincts, distort their internal compass, and leave them functioning under a belief system that's not actually theirs. Identifying what's yours versus what was projected. The first step to reclaiming your life is to recognize what parts of it are built on internal alignment and what parts are performative, inherited, or fear-based. Ask yourself, would I have made this decision if no one were watching? Is this path something I chose or something I felt obligated to succeed in? Do I feel energized by this role or just safe? When I imagine disappointing her, do I still move forward or freeze? If your answer reveals that your decisions are filtered through imagined disapproval, maternal guilt, or fear of emotional backlash, you are still operating under her voice. That voice doesn't just shape choices, it shapes self-permission. Making decisions without guilt-based filters. Guilt is the primary mechanism of control in most maternal wounds. You don't just consider what you want, you calculate how she'll feel, and you internalize the emotional consequences of your freedom as a moral failure. Common signs this is happening include delaying progress out of fear that it will create distance, explaining your happiness as if you have to justify it, making safe choices to avoid leaving her behind, censoring your voice in public spaces that she might witness, feeling discomfort when your life looks different than hers. Living this way is not loyalty, it's self-erasure. To begin unlearning this, you have to start making decisions based on values and alignment, not anticipated emotional reaction. That doesn't mean being cruel. It means being sovereign. Guilt will not go away immediately, but it will become less powerful the more you act in alignment with your own truth. Grieving the mother you needed but never had. This is an essential step that most people avoid because it's painful, not because it's unclear. You cannot reclaim your life if you're still unconsciously waiting for a relationship that doesn't exist. You may have wanted a mother who supported your individuality without punishment, a mother who could hear your pain without becoming defensive, a mother who offered safety, not surveillance, a mother who guided you without ownership. If she couldn't give that to you, whether due to trauma, personality disorder, or emotional immaturity, you now have a choice. Continue reaching for something that will not come, or grieve the absence and stop organizing your identity around it. Grief is not disrespect. It's release. It allows you to stop editing your life for someone who couldn't love you without condition. Stop seeking her permission to live fully. Many adult daughters, especially those raised in emotionally enmeshed or critical homes, find themselves stuck at a psychological standstill, waiting for maternal approval to move forward. This shows up in subtle ways. Withholding success out of fear, she'll feel threatened. dimming your presence to remain digestible, avoiding career or lifestyle moves because she wouldn't understand. Subconsciously shaping your relationships based on what would gain or lose her favor. You are not a child anymore. And yet, if her emotional grip was deep enough, the idea of living a life she wouldn't endorse can feel destabilizing. But permission is not coming. And the need for it is a trauma echo, not a truth. Real growth requires acting before you're approved. Waiting for validation will keep you in emotional adolescence. Reclaiming your life means moving forward even when the maternal script would say otherwise. The false loyalty that keeps you small. One of the most powerful myths that sustain the mother wound is that self-abandonment is love. That maintaining emotional closeness, even at the cost of your authenticity, is loyalty. That to rise, grow, or shift too far from her template is betrayal. But loyalty to dysfunction is not love. It's bondage. If your connection is built on staying small, predictable, and available for emotional labor, you are not in relationship. You are in containment. And false loyalty will cost you far more than real boundaries ever will. This is especially common in family systems, where daughters are emotionally married to their mothers. Your development threatens her sense of identity, so your growth must be managed. But you are not her reflection. You are not her repair. You are not her second chance. Building a life she may not approve of, but is yours. The ultimate act of healing is not reconciliation, it's reconstruction. What you were told to avoid might be where you thrive. What you were taught to reject might be your actual values. What she feared might be the exact freedom you need. You do not owe her agreement. You owe yourself accuracy. If she cannot support your full expression, that is her limitation, not your responsibility. Build the life you were designed to live, even if she never claps for it. Even if she turns away. Even if she tells others it's wrong. That life, built on your terms, is not a betrayal. It's the first real expression of your autonomy.